Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Justice for All. We are going to be finishing Reunion and Turnabout. Finally, I've been on this case forever because I'm just lazy. June 22nd, 12:04 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3.
Is it really true about my aunt?
I'm afraid so, Maya. There's no way Eni could have killed Dr. Gray by herself. And under the circumstances, there's no one else other than your aunt, Morgan.
That's terrible. Why? Why would my aunt?
Everything is going just as I predicted, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Miss Von Karma! Why are you doing this? Why are you trying to take revenge on Nick? Nick had nothing to do with what happened to your dad.
Don't you have something better to be worrying about? Say, your own situation.
Looking down on me, even though we're the same age.
Are you done yet? You've caused me enough pain and suffering. Not yet. My goal is to defeat you, and let the whole world know of your defeat. But even if you do that, it won't bring your father back. Whatever. In the meantime, let's bring this match to its conclusion. And then we'll know who the real winner is. June 22nd, 12:10 p.m., District Court, Courtroom Number 2. Court will now reconvene. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor?
Can you prove Miss Eenie Meenie had a motive?
Yes, I believe I can. Eenie Meenie and Dr. Gray have only one point of connection. And that is the car accident 1 year ago. The motive I'm looking for must be there. Miss Meenie, please testify to this court about your car accident last year.
Huh? I thought, you wanted to, ask about my, motive. I, don't see the point in, bringing up the past?
Miss Meenie, if you please.
Okay, I totally don't think
It'll do any good, but, excuse me.
Last year's accident. That was, last year in May. Something really bad had happened at, my sister's clinic around then. And, the night of the accident, my sis was totally tired while she was driving. I was, totally pooped too, so I, fell asleep in the passenger seat. I, woke up because of a jolt, and, it was a sea of flames around me. I, opened the door and, got away.
I think I've heard of this incident. There was all the talk on the tabloid shows day after day last year.
Yes, and there was talk about Dr. Gray drugging your sister. What the fuck?
Those were merely rumors, totally baseless gossip.
Yes. Mr. Wright, you may question the witness.
Right now, it's impossible to prove that Dr. Gray did in fact drug Miss Meenie's sister. Yeah, which means I'll have to work this from another angle. My voice for Mia constantly changes, I'm sorry.
That was, last year in May.
Didn't some sort of medical malpractice happen at your sister's hospital then?
Yeah, that was in May too. The thing with all the patients dying was, May 2nd. And, our accident was, on the 24th.
2 accidents back to back. Do you assume it's just a coincidence?
My sis was, totally tired, so that's why. Duh. like, something really bad happened at, like, my sister's clinic around then?
That was the malpractice incident where 14 patients died, correct?
Yeah.
What was the cause of the mistake?
Like, I heard it was 'cause the medicines, like, got mixed up.
Was that the fault of your sister, Mimi Meanie?
Like, no way. Dr. Gray, like, wanted to blame it on my sis.
That incident has nothing to do with our matter here. Besides, the police report has already documented that it was entirely Mimi Meanie's fault. Which means, as far as the real facts are concerned, Mimi Meanie is the one who made the mistake.
But, like, it really wasn't my sis. And, like, the night of the incident, my sis was totally tired while she was driving.
She was totally tired? You mean exhausted?
Like, she had to talk to the police and, like, was being investigated, like, every day. It was, like, a totally terrible situation.
It's no wonder, then, that the car accident happened, huh? So then, why didn't you ask to switch places?
Huh? Like, what are you talking about?
I mean, switch drivers. If your sister was so tired, then you should have switched with her.
True. But, like, I don't, like, have a driver's license.
This is news to me. I was not aware you didn't have your license, Miss Meanie.
Miss Meanie, please amend your testimony. Like, okay. Anyway. I was, like, totally pooped, too, so I, like, fell asleep in the passenger seat.
The accident happened at night, correct?
Yeah, like, it was at, like, 1 a.m. or so, I think. I had, like, a paper due, like, really soon. So, like, I hadn't slept and was working, like, real hard.
So it was because the two of you were so tired that this accident happened.
I, like, woke up because of a jolt and, like, it was a sea of flames around me.
And your sister? What happened to her?
I didn't see her. The car was, like, totally black and there was, like, a ton of smoke. I, like, totally had, like, no clue what was going on. I, like, opened the door and, like, got away.
Please tell us about your escape in more detail.
I like, kept wanting to forget that time, so, like, I don't remember things about the accident in, like, detail anymore. Well, it's alright. No need to push yourself. I think I, like, gave an interview after the accident. Like, that would probably be the most accurate, you know?
If it's that article, then I've already got it.
I, like, didn't have my license, so, like, I couldn't take over driving for her.
And that's why you were in the passenger seat?
Like, yeah. I was, like, at my college's research lab till, like, really late. So my sis was, like, giving me a ride home.
I see. Phoenix? Yes? You can't do this. You're being too easy on her. There's gotta be some sort of secret sleeping in this testimony.
Yes. So let's find that one crushing contradiction and end this.
Oh, well. You didn't have your license. How'd you have a fucking license? Miss Meanie, that was a lame lie just now.
Like, what do you mean?
I know you had a license back then. This is a photo you took for the express purpose of getting a driver's license.
What is the meaning of this, Miss Meanie? That's right. Yeah, I had, like, a license, but But I didn't get it until after the accident.
No, you had it. You had it at the time of the accident. Director Hottie, or the guy pretending to be him anyway, said so.
What? Are you talking about that perverted fake clinic director?
Yes, that perverted fake clinic director.
Ouch!
No one cares. Witness, when did you receive your driver's license?
Like, last November.
What? November? No, not November? The accident happened last May. That's half a year lapse in time, Mr. Phoenix, right? Whoa, what in the... That's what happened. That's what happened, Mr. Wright. At the time of the accident, Miss Meany did not have a driver's license. Ow! Cry and my whip will accommodate. Anyway, without a license, the witness and their sister could not have switched drivers.
I'm, like, glad you get it, but, like, even if I had my license, I, like, don't think my sis would have, like, let me drive.
Ow! Don't just stand there to yourself. Not you too, Mia, with the whip, and the pain, and the ow. How did you even get it with Mia? Why? Did Pearl have it on her?
Miss Meany, why do you think you could not have been allowed to drive anyway? That's because...
I think this situation calls for a more detailed testimony. Miss Meany, if you please.
Like, how annoying. Oops, like, sorry, didn't mean to be mean. Like, around that time, I was, like, really close to getting my license. My sis was, like, this totally big fan of cars and, like, really valued them. She, like, had just gotten this really shiny, bright red sports car. She, like, would say things like, no way am I letting a noob drive my car. So, like, that's how I ended up in the passenger seat that night, too.
I see. A bright red car for sports. Now then, the defense may question the witness. I'm not terribly knowledgeable about cars, but...
Like, around that time, I was, like, really close to getting my license.
So, what do you mean by really close?
Like, I had one of those permit things, I think that's what they're called.
So you still could have driven! You can still drive with a permit! I'm pretty sure! Permit? Wow, the big-name lawyer boy doesn't even know what a driver's permit is. Well, this lawyer never had a permit. Or a license. Wah! Ignorance is to be whipped. What is with her? All she said in her last few minutes is utter nonsense.
So, like, may I continue? My sis was, like, this totally big fan of cars and, like, really valued them.
She valued cars? How much would you say she valued her car?
Well, like, she'd flip out at, like, a drop of rain, and, like, she would notice if someone, like, touched the car door with dirty hands.
In that case, why bother taking the car out of the garage? Ever! Why did she take such special care of the car?
How can you say that? It was a brand spanking new car.
New car?
Like, you wouldn't wanna, like, get it dirty, would you, Mr. Lawyer?
I would think that cars getting dirty is just another fact of life, but I guess people who really love cars think otherwise.
Phoenix, try asking something of more significance, alright?
Miss Meany, what kind of car was it?
She, like, just got in this really shiny, bright red sports car. It was a new car? Yeah. She had, like, just gotten it. It was, like, from the UK. The UK? Was that her boyfriend's initials? I'm gonna kill the judge. And it was a really special model. She had waited for a whole year for it to arrive. I guess her love of cars would be the obvious next topic. But I really don't know anything about cars. I had a feeling this was bound to come up. Your Honor. Yes? Please append what the witness had just said to her testimony. You mean the part about it being a special car from overseas? Yes. Well, if you like cars that much, then that's not my point. Though, to be honest, I don't know what the point is, either. Miss Meany, would you please fix your testimony? Sure, whatever. My sister's new car was like a totally special model from England. I yelled, "Hold it," pretty forcefully, but I don't actually know what to ask about cars. So, yes. What am I supposed to pick for a topic? Let's start with this. Why are British cars good? Like, huh? They're expensive, and their driver's seat is opposite to our cars here in the States. It would seem there is no benefit to owning one. Like, huh? This whole steering wheel on the right side thing, it's kind of goofy, isn't it? I mean, in America, yeah, it's goofy. But everywhere else, our cars would be goofy. You, what do you know? That's the shape, the way it starts, and the smooth, the cool breeze of the AC. Forgive me. Her personality really changes at the drop of a hat. It's interesting, isn't it, Phoenix? Bit by bit, we're beginning to see the real contradiction behind this case. She, would say things like, "No way am I letting a noob drive my car." Was your sister good at driving? She was, totally awesome! She, said she was going to be the, racing queen of the nursing world. Somehow, I think she bumped my question off track again. So, that's why I ended up in that passenger seat that night, too. And that was when the accident occurred, correct? Yeah, I, immediately reached for the passenger side door and fled, in a daze. Sounds like you had a terrifying time. There's something very big here. It's going to be hard to break apart such a natural-sounding testimony. But we have to attack it, and by doing so, a flaw will show itself. It has to. Do you really think so? Believe. There is a path, I know it. You almost sounded like a prophet for a second there. Okay, if I'm not jumping the gun, I think that's the one with... Yep. Miss Meany, do you remember this article? It's an article about the accident. You had said this in it. But I opened the right door and, got out. That's correct, isn't it? Why are you suddenly asking me about that? Your Honor, which side is the passenger seat? The left or the right? Well, it's on the right side, of course, because the drive is on the left side. That would be if it were an American car. But it would be the opposite in a British car. Opposite? The two of them were riding in a British car.
In that case, the passenger side would be the left side. What do you mean by this? Miss Meanie, you said that you had escaped using the right side door of the car. Why did I pause there? But if you were sitting there, then that means you were in the driver's seat. Order in the court! Order! God fucking damn it. Mr. Phoenix Wright is blabbering nonsense again. Eni said the person who was driving was her older sister, Mimi Meanie. That is what Eni said, yes? Why is there no period? But that is where her story falls apart. Somewhere, all of us made a big error in our assumptions. Phoenix? It looks like you finally found the real root of this murder. If we connect all the dots, there can only be one answer. I'd like to ask the court a question. Eni or Mimi, who was really driving that night? The answer is the one person who had her driver's license, Mimi Meanie. After all, that makes her the only person who could legally drive. But you just said the witness, Miss Eni Meanie, was the one in the driver's seat. Which leads us to the next question. The next question? Who is the person standing on the witness stand right now? What sort of idiotic ruse is this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? This witness's name is... I'll tell you what her name is. This witness's real name is... Mimi Meanie. That is your real name.
Objection!
Oh, no, Meanie, not Meanie. Of all the foolish dribble. Then, how do you explain her appearance? When she was admitted into the hospital, this witness was suffering severe facial burns. So for the purpose of facial reconstruction, they used a picture. Facial reconstruction surgery? This is the picture she gave to her doctors at the time. That's right. It's a picture of her younger sister. No! But Mimi Meanie, she died in the car accident. That's what everyone thought. However, that was not the case. Then the body they found at the crash site. That was the body of the real Eni Meanie. Isn't that right, Miss Mimi Meanie? That car accident 1 year ago. The one who died that night was Eni Meanie. Her sister Mimi then stole her face and was reborn as Eni. With this, she effectively erased Mimi Meanie from existence. Your Honor, I'm sure you can now see why Mimi had to kill Dr. Gray. What do you mean? What is the meaning of this nonsense? Dr. Gray wanted to call back the spirit of a dead person. Specifically, the spirit of his nurse that died in the crash, Mimi Meanie. However, that would not have been possible, because Mimi Meanie was still in fact alive. And that fact would have been discovered had the channeling been conducted. So this witness had to stop that from happening. At all costs. And that's why she had to kill Dr. Tanner Gray? Is that what you're saying? Yes. Before the channeling, Dr. Gray had the misfortune of consulting this witness about communicating with the dead. And in that moment, his fate was sealed. Well, Miss Eni, I mean, Miss Von Karma. Hey! Why did you say my name just now? Looks like I've been unmasked. Witness? That's right, I admit it. My real name is Meanie Meanie.
That quack doctor, he got what he deserved in the end. And I was so close to finally ditching Mimi too. So close. But why? Why would you go so far as to throw away yourself? I wanna see. No? Okay. To become your own sister. I think I understand why. Mimi wanted herself to disappear because of this. That's about the malpractice incident? Dr. Gray was right. The mistake was caused by the nurse. A nurse by the name of Mimi. That's right, the person standing before us today. And a few weeks after this mishap, Mimi had a car accident in which she lost her younger sister. The timing couldn't have been theirs. 14 patients dying in that incident, and her own sister's life extinguished. It was all too much to bear. I found a way for myself to escape it all. The only way. She lost everything in the flames of that accident. Her sister, and even her own face. This was her last chance. Her chance to throw away her past and start a new life as her sister. Unbelievable! A plan beyond my wildest imagination. That jerk. If only he hadn't thought of that channeling mumbo-jumbo. Mumbo-jumbo? Becoming Eni has been the most horrible experience in the world. Spirit channeling, the occult, I hate it. I hate it all. Cry about it. You literally did this to yourself. You chose to be Enian. I believe there are still a few unsolved riddles here. Why did you set a murderous revenge plot into motion? And why did Miss Morgan Fay agree to help you with the plan? Regardless, I believe one thing has been made crystal clear. The innocence of the defendant, Maya Fay. This is preposterous! I'm perfect. Me, Franziska von Karma. Why did I say Karma? It's Karma. I'm going to enjoy the news tonight, Miss von Karma. How about you? It's going to be broadcast all over the world, right? Your defeat, that is. Yow! Oh! Ah! Ow, 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 ow. And one more for good measure. That was 4, Franziska. Phoenix? Hang in there, Phoenix! Phoenix! This code is a fraud, a sham. Now then, it looks like it will be some time before Mr. Wright regains consciousness. She should be arrested for that. So I will go ahead and pronounce the verdict. Not guilty. Hey, it's my... That is all. This court is adjourned. June 22nd, 3:13 p.m. District Court. Defendant Lobby Number 3. Congratulations, Maya. Sis! It's good to see you, Maya. How are you doing? Sis! Sis! I didn't kill anyone, did I? No, you didn't. It was all just a dream. A really bad dream. You know, sis, in my dream, I smelled a really familiar scent. A familiar scent? I was inside that clothing box, right? That box. That was the box you used to store your clothes in a long time ago. That's right.
There's still one thing I don't quite get.
What's that?
What would have happened if Mimi hadn't shot Dr. Gray? I mean, we broke in because we heard a gunshot.
I think Mimi had planned to open the door to the chamber herself. And then you and Lada would have witnessed quite a scene. Possessed Maya Fey, who had just committed a murder.
She had it planned down to the smallest detail, huh?
Nick!
Congrats, Maya.
Thanks! Looks like you bailed me out of another jam.
Well, you know...
But I really don't want something like this to happen ever again.
It's gonna happen again, Maya. Getting accused, being the defendant, it's gonna happen 2 more times, although one of those times isn't canon. And then you're gonna get into 2 other really fucked up jams, but you know.
I'm fine because I have you to help me out, Nick. But every time something happens, I lose someone special to me. First my sister, now my aunt. Hey, Nick, tell me why my aunt went and did something so horrible. Why would she help Miss Mimi with a plan like that? I just don't understand it, Nick.
Maya, it's over. Why don't we just let it be?
Nick, please. I need an answer.
The reason Morgan helped Mimi with her plan was...
Curly?
4 years ago... 4 years from now, a new master will be born into Cryan Village. And that person will be you, Maya.
And?
But if you weren't there, then the main family's bloodline would disappear. And what would happen then?
The Branch family. My aunt.
No, Morgan's spiritual power is too weak. The next person would be... Pearls.
Ah!
Everything was done for her sake. It was also that Pearls would become the next master.
Yeah, I can see that.
Did Maya say something just now? I think she was saying, I thought so. Date and time unknown. Detention center. Solitary confinement. Cell 13. Sorry.
My precious Pearl, you are the only one suitable to be the master of Cryan. Dear child, I sacrificed it all for you. I helped that brainless nurse carry out her murder and cooperated with that whip-happy prosecutor. It was all to unseat that annoying, witless, main family girl, that Maya Fey. But I shall be patient, my dearest Pearl. A chance will present itself. Your time will come.
Episode 2, Reunion and Turnabout. The end. A brand new episode has been added. Haha. Well, that was fun. Oh yeah, Pearls. Pearls is the next. Is this one. Pearl. Hi, Pearl. Hi, Pearly. Pearly Whirly. Anyways, I'll be seeing you all in the next video, where we will be starting Turnabout Big Top, the worst case in this game. Bye-bye!